Hello, if you're new here, my name is Steven, or Stevie B, as my friends call me. If you're not new here, welcome back, and welcome to my new show. And before we jump in and get started, I'm going to explain what we're doing here. You may have seen a video on my channel somewhat over a year ago called Minecraft Therapy Episode 1. I tried to do something kind of like a podcast, Minecraft Let's Play survival thing with friends, and well, it's just very hard to get people to agree to doing anything on a schedule or to be around, and I'm always trying new things. So let's just make sure I have everything I want, right? I think that all looks good. Okay. And I've been wanting to do a podcast for the longest time, ever since I started doing YouTube, which I've been doing YouTube for a little bit over a year. And it's just very hard to get people together, okay? Everyone's busy, you know, when you're an adult. But this show, what the show is going to be, is a podcast. But at the same time, we're going to have a long-form survival world going that I won't change from this world, and you'll see it incrementally grow and change as we play. We'll work on it, and we'll just kind of relax here. And I had the idea of Minecraft therapy, even back then, just that, you know, especially as you get older. I'm 24 now. Minecraft was such a big part of most people from my generations, and still, as it progresses, every generation's childhood, it's so relaxing. So I want to just play Minecraft and chill and talk about anything I feel like talking about, but we're going to have two main objectives here. First, the original idea for Minecraft therapy was to answer questions, give advice, and talk about some heavy stuff, maybe, just while playing Minecraft, and just be comfy, you know? So I would suggest, you know, maybe turn the lights off, or maybe getting a snack or a drink, laying down and chilling with me. And unless I do get, if you watch my other videos, I can get heated and go on rants and stuff, but I'm gonna try and just be light and relaxing. No episode should go over more than an hour, just because I'm using the PlayStation to record, and you can only do about hour uploads. But aside from looking at giving advice and things like that, because there is no viewers, there is no user submissions yet, we'll be using Reddit, like most YouTubers, looking at subs like Off My Chest or Am I the Asshole, things like that. But mainly too, one of the main things I've wanted to do a podcast on is movie reviews. So we'll do a single movie review in every episode as well. So basically, you can look forward to me talking about myself. If you ever watch Bill Burr's, the best example I can give for a solo podcast, if there is no one else that will ever join. I'm sure I'll have guests at some point or something, if I can get someone to play with me or something. Or who knows. But Bill Burr does a great solo podcast where he sits and talks about what's going on with himself, and he's very funny. And I just want to talk about, I always feel better when I do this. It's like a stream of consciousness. It can take a real load. Even if you don't make videos, which I feel like most young people do now, you should seriously try just sitting and recording yourself, because you can upload to YouTube in private and just keep it for yourself. But just as a video diary, it can be very relaxing to just speak and just let it out. You can, and you might seem a little crazy, but you can do it without recording yourself. You can just talk to yourself, but it is a genuinely good tool to steady the mind and relieve stress and get your house in arrears, to clean up your mental, to get your head straight. So I have two objectives in this episode, because we won't get very far, and I'm probably only going to play once a week at the least. We've already got 2 wool here, though. That's good. Before we really get something really nice going, before we start to build the world up, I usually like to play very long survival worlds. I think my longest world is the one on my Switch I've been playing for years, that I have like massive kingdom I've built in survival. I mostly build everything out of stone, because it's the most abundant material, obviously. But we'll be building some nice things. I'll even take user suggestions. But what I plan on doing today is just getting a starter house, maybe. I should be able to get a starter house. We may have to hide in a hole, though. If I can find another sheep. Obviously, that would be ideal. We can get to sleep. There we go. Okay, so we can just immediately start skipping nights, and we can actually get some work done here really quick, surprisingly. I also thought this was a good chance for when you play Minecraft. You're probably mostly listening to podcasts anyways, and watching YouTube and things like that, or a show. And I usually watch, I have my laptop going with anime usually while I play games, because you know I make a lot of anime content on this channel. If you're new here, check out my anime content. That's my main thing pretty much now. But I figure with all of the mining and extra work I'll be doing, it'll probably be a good idea to do a podcast as well, and we can just talk. Okay. So it's been a while since I've played Minecraft. Actually, I want to say it's been at least 6 months since I've played. Like I said, I was playing pretty frequently on my Switch. But we spawned in a pretty nice average place. Let's get to the top of this hill. Let's go ahead and make our first house on the top of this hill. We can build out from there. But the 2 missions I had on this, my idea for the first episode, we'll make our starter home, our little starter place. And then, oh, we got a snow biome coming up. We're going to make, it will be a starter one as well because things will grow and evolve. But we want to make a hallway, basically, that I'm going to put signs. Oh, and I'm forgetting how to play already. Inventory, right? Okay. We're going to put signs for every movie we watch, right? We'll put each episode. Episode 1 is this, episode 2 is that. And for months now, I've been meaning to hop on here and I was going to do Minecraft therapy anyways, but I decided to add movie reviews into it to kind of have a variety and have extra things going on, you know? Already had a wood axe, okay. Just to have like little segments and things, and we can always evolve and add more things or take things away. That's my whole YouTube channel. If you watch my whole YouTube channel, you'll see similar content throughout. I'll do similar things, but I'm always changing what I'm doing. I've changed my mind because even if I hit it off with something, even if, let's say, you know, I got a big following on this show, I would still be changing it. I wouldn't just keep doing the same thing because that's what people like. Because, like, the way my creative mind works, I would go nuts, and I can't sit still and stick to the same thing on repeat without shaking it up a bit, right? But let's talk about, I do have, I just went on to, Am I the Asshole on Reddit, and looked at I just read the first sentence of the very first, submission at the top of the page, the newest one. It's pretty nuts already. Just that first sentence is crazy. We'll go over that. But before we get to that, I think it'd be easier to just talk about the movie so that I can get this house built or something built. All right, midday. Okay, so the first, and I'm thinking of, and then if anyone, you know, wants to comment, there's user submissions, if anyone wants to ask questions or give suggestions. Right now I'm thinking it's best to, I don't know, I was thinking about naming what movie, because it's also going to be like a movie watch club. You can watch along. I was thinking about naming the movie we're going to watch next. Like Sardonicast does, they'll say next, you know, the next episode we'll be watching this and that, so make sure you watch this movie beforehand. I believe that's how Quentin Tarantino does his. It's been a while since I listened to his podcast, but Quentin Tarantino, the director, I believe that's how he does his movie podcast, which is something I'd like to do, which I'm going to start with basically movies that I have never seen, just to use it as an excuse to watch things I haven't seen. I've been begging people in my life, friends, family, you know, stuff like that, or even strangers I've met that I've talked to about making content, basically, or just making internet shows, things like that, podcasting, all that stuff. I've been asking anyone, please. I don't even need someone interesting. I just need, you know, I've even asked my wife. I'm not saying she's not interesting, but I don't even need someone who's like even into what we're doing. I just need someone to talk at and to riff off of. So I can make my videos a little bit more entertaining and also more enjoyable for myself. It's always funner to talk to someone else than just yourself, of course. But I'm thinking what we'll do is name the movie in the episode that we're going to be watching the next episode. I haven't picked a movie just yet, but I'll go on what I'll do is I'll go on my my Letterboxd, which is my favorite movie app, Letterboxd or whatever it is, right? Or yeah, however it's meant to be said. I have my, in my description that I copy and paste on my videos, has my Letterboxd account. You can follow me there, look at my reviews, things like that, add me as a friend, follow my movie lists and things like that. But I'll go look at my watch list and look at things that I haven't watched yet. I know it's October right now, and I actually have watched a lot. I've been watching a lot of movies lately because I'm watching a lot of horror movies with my wife, and I thought, you know, I could use some of those to talk about, which maybe I will. But I also want the excuse to just watch other things I haven't seen, stuff like that. There's movies I can talk about, but there's tons of stuff I can go over. I can have an episode where I go over, maybe we'll do that next week. I'll go over my my movie list I have with my wife, which I'll talk about once we're safe. I don't want to like break out my phone and look for other things and read things until I know that we're not going to get killed here. I just want to clear out all these trees. Basically, we're going to put the first house right here on this ridge or this hill or cliff, whatever you want to call it. It's a cliff, my bad, the edge of this mountain. And basically what we'll do is we'll just keep expanding and creating things and stuff that I want to make stuff that's relevant to what's going on with maybe movies we watch. I was thinking about, I thought survival is best, but what if, we go into, I was thinking about, that's the thing I was like, maybe a creative world, and every time, because you could do, someone can steal this idea. You could do a movie review Minecraft podcast where you talk about a movie, right? And you're building something every episode. While you're talking about that movie reviewing, you're building an item or something in creative that is representative of that movie, which would be fun as well. But I think we're just going to keep it survival for now, because I like the idea of, we like to see progress. People like to watch Sims Let's Plays or Civilization Let's Plays or things like that, or even Minecraft Let's Plays, to see the progress, to see things grow over time. It's a nice feeling that human beings have in our monkey brain. We like to see the progress and this, see it be built out. It gives us a sense of completion and joy. Okay, it's getting dark. Let me throw down the bed. Not quite there yet. Okay. So I don't know if I said it yet. So basically, last night I watched Arthur, I believe 2011, starring Russell Brand. Jennifer Garner's in it. God, what's her name? The one that made the Barbie movie. Everyone's obsessed. Greta Gerwig is in it. She's the main love interest. Helen Mirren, Luis Guzman, and this movie. I know Russell Brand's a hot topic right now, but I can separate art. Oh, get away from me. We can separate art from artist here. Anyways, I have seen the original. Now, Arthur 2011 is a comedy film about a young man, presumably, I'm assuming late 20s. I can't remember if they said how old he is. Played by Russell Brand, who is rich, and his father's dead. His mother pays for everything. He's got access to millions of dollars. He can do whatever he wants. The movie opens up with him in a Batmobile, and his butler, Bitterman, played by Luis Guzman, and they are riding around the streets of New York, and they get arrested, and he's drunk, right? And throughout this movie, you learn how he's an alcoholic, and it's a rom-com, very paint by numbers, nothing really to spoil, in my opinion. It's pretty simple. And this is a movie I had watched, I believe when it came out when I was a kid. I know I've seen it at least once or twice in the past. It's been a long time since I have watched it in recent memory or whatever. And it's a remake of a movie from the 70s or 80s, and I had watched that original as well and enjoyed that. And I was going to watch that one, but I felt like I had watched that more recently than the remake, and I just wanted something light and fun. Not that, both movies are both light and fun, but, I was like, let me rewatch the remake and see how that is. And this, I will say right off the jump, pretty chill, pretty relaxing, good rom-com. I'm not going to lie, I tend to enjoy rom-com. Well, I like to enjoy light things, rom-coms, comedies, things like that. As the older I get, the bigger of a softie I am. I'm even starting to like Disney movies a bit, I'm not going to lie. However, I love a good character drama. I love something, just personally, I love something like, like a Tarantino movie, I guess. It has action, of course, but I like good character writing. That's not the best option for a character drama. I can't even think off the top of my head. I should probably drink coffee or something before this. This is really rambly. I promise as time goes on, I'll get better. I haven't been doing videos as much recently, too, on YouTube. I've been doing mostly just checking in once every month or two to do anime seasonal roundups and stuff like that. What we're going to do here, my plan with the house, before I get back to the movie, I'm going to build a wooden... I like to play Minecraft like a dwarf, at least to start, until I always feel like I need to establish a real base of operations before I start building out a nicer home and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is build kind of like a wood awning from where I built, and then use this flat land and make a house inside of there, and then we'll make the mine from within inside the house, and that'll be the start. And then what we'll do is we'll transition. We can probably transition this hill, this mountain. Once I check out how big the actual mountain is, we can make that a some form of mining. There's, although now with newer Minecraft stuff, because I'm from way back in the day when there wasn't anything, there's those mountains that are just straight up stone. It's so much easier to find stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing a great job of keeping track of time here either. I should have had my timer up. But I know we're running out of time, because Minecraft is one of those games. You will just lose track real quick. All right, I've got tons of wood. So back to the movie. Super inoffensive, and I could see how most people, if you're looking for a deeper movie, this isn't it. This is comfort food. I would say by all accounts, it is a 6 out of 10. But I actually was sitting there thinking, I was like, I'm gonna give it a 7. I actually haven't put it in on Letterboxd yet. The way I do Letterboxd is 5 stars. So what I just do is, 1 star is 2 out of 10. Every half star is a point out. I like a 10 scale. I think 5 stars is much too short of a rating scale for me. There's not enough in between there. There has to be more variance. It's also very rare that something even gets anything lower than like a 4. It'd have to be like so atrociously bad to be, you know what I'm saying? It has to be so bad to go under average, and then into 4 is what I'd call a bad movie, and then 3, 2, and 1 are like catastrophes, dude. It gets like, you have to be so incredibly bad. Let's go ahead and make all the wood we can get. So I did put on, if you notice, I put on maps, I put on bonus chest. That's how I like to play. Like, might as well, I don't see any problem with that, okay? If you have a problem with that, then don't watch this show. And coordinates as well. It'll be easier for us to, I like to keep in my notes app on a world, like, okay, I have this base at this coordinates. Get out of here. Kind of want this, if I put a wood floor, it's gonna be too low, right? How many blocks is that? It'll just be 2. I want it to be a little bit higher. Let's get rid of 1 more layer. Let's make a shovel. So in the movie though, it's quite run-of-the-mill. It's quite regular. There is a lot of fun though. I would say, like, if you're younger, you'll probably get more joy out of this. It does. He's a kid, right? He's a rich kid, and he's never had to grow up, right? But they kind of say that he's a genius. They kind of imply that he's a genius, and he's just squandered his ability, because when you're rich like that, you don't have any reason to do anything but, be hedonistic and enjoy yourself, and you don't have to try for anything. So he does a lot of shenanigans and things, does a lot of drinking and partying and stuff like that. And he's an alcoholic. He goes to meetings at some point. And I would say, I actually think Russell Brand isn't a bad actor, and most things I've seen him in other comedies, he's been much better than his performance here. His voice can be he does a weird voice. He's doing this high-pitched voice that, like, yes, he's younger than he is now, obviously, in 2011, but it is pretty grating. My wife was only awake for, like, the first 15 minutes of the movies, for the first 15 minutes of the movie, and then she passed out. But that's not, a remark on the movie. She was already falling asleep before I put it on. But yeah, that's the only thing she said about the movie. She's like, is that his voice? Is that really what he sounds like? Like, he does sound very odd in this movie. I think it's a voice he's putting on. I don't think, it's a little higher pitched than normal. It can be grating to some people. And I can certainly see how this movie would be atrocious to some people. Some people would really dislike this movie, but I found it pretty comfy and fun. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This came together better than I thought. It's been a while. Boop. Okay. And we're just gonna dig out through there and down. So let's just get some lights. I'm gonna need to make charcoal, right? You can make charcoal out of unrefined wood. I have to get some more wood, right? Yes. Okay. Let's grab this birch. Now, Luis Guzman is actually a really good actor if you're familiar with him. He always plays bit roles and character roles, side characters and supporting cast and things like that. He doesn't have much to do here, but he's a good complement to Arthur, to the main character, as Russell Brand. It's quite fun. But I would say who really steals... Oh yeah, Jennifer Garner is here as well. She plays a brass tacks bitch, a psycho bitch, and I think, my wife always talks about how much she loves Jennifer Garner. I don't find Jennifer Garner very appealing. I think she's annoying when she plays a good person, but when she plays a bad person, she has, I believe that more. She's better at acting as a bad person than a good person. All right, mangrove door. That's new to me. All right. Oh, let me actually replace it. Okay. We're getting rolling here. So I don't have any stone yet. I got a pickaxe. Let me get... I'm gonna have to fix some things here as we go because this is... Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So what we should do, I think, is maybe we gotta straighten this out, make it more uniform. So we'll dig in and replace some things with wood as we go, where we can. And then pick where the actual mining's gonna go down. Maybe we should... brain fart. Let me think. Okay. Okay. So we'll get rid of this. I need to get stone first and foremost so we can get charcoal going. This movie, though, let me wrap up how I want to talk about this movie. I want to give it a 7 out of 10. I find it fun. It's a movie that I would purchase. I have a big movie collection. I haven't bought a movie. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't bought a movie in a long time because I haven't spent money and stuff like that. But ideally, it's something I would physically buy. It's something I would add to my personal collection. It's something I would watch again. Not something I would watch on repeat. There's quite a few movies that I can watch endlessly if I really like a movie. By the way, just to give you more, excuse me, more of an idea about who I am as a person and film enjoyer. If I really like a movie, you can expect me to see it in theaters multiple times. If a Tarantino movie comes out, I'm gonna go. I think I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood almost 4 or 5, at least 4, maybe 5 times in theaters. If it's something I like a lot, I'm going to go watch it a billion times. I don't get bored. I get immense joy out of it, and that's one of the only things I can do on repeat, kind of thing like that, without going crazy. It's something I enjoy quite a bit. Is watching a movie and rewatching it and looking at, getting really familiar with it, looking at the different performances, things like that. I've done that since I was a kid. The first movie I ever did that with really was, well, at least that I knew I was doing it, at least was Breakfast Club. Really, was really crazy for me. I really watched that movie every day after school for a month because I had it on my DVR, and I memorized all the lines and stuff. Is it nighttime? But this is certainly a movie I could watch every couple years, and I think it's something you could forget as well. And now there's something nice about a movie like that where it's enjoyable enough. There's nothing that you really don't like. It's not amazing, but you can watch it every 3 years and not remember at all what happens, and just come back to it every once in a while. Be like, oh, that movie, oh yeah, let's that was fun. I remember that being fun. Let's watch that. I genuinely didn't remember anything that happened when I rewatched it, and I think if I gave it 3 years or so, I'd forget. For instance, I vault movies is what I call it. I'll take a movie and I'll say, I'm not going to watch this again for such and such amount of time so that it has more of an impact or I'm able to enjoy it more in the future. I'm doing that right now with the MCU. I'm not going to rewatch any MCU movie because I've seen them all so many times, I think. which I do enjoy MCU, and we'll talk about those as they come out as well. I'll do reviews of those things, and maybe we'll do streaming shows and stuff like that. I'm watching Loki right now. Maybe we'll talk about Loki when it's over. But man, these guys sound creepy out there. But I certainly intend on not watching an MCU movie again, at least not rewatching one, until I have kids. And then I'll rewatch it with my kids. And it'll have more of an impact, and I'll be able to, first and foremost here, I'm going to try and get, what is that giggling? What is that? I know there's always new stuff in Minecraft now that I don't keep up with updates or pay attention to news and stuff. I know there was just this big debacle about armadillos and penguins and stuff. So there's going to be things I don't know what's going on. That's new to me. Like, I don't remember ever hearing anything cackling like that. We're going to close this off. This is our house. If I get glass, well, this will evolve. This won't always be the house. There'll be new things I'll be putting here. But we're going to close this off, and we're going to make, like, a staircase. I'll fix that in a... We're going to make staircase. Was it a witch? She got stuck in my block and she's dying. Okay. I've known of witches, but I thought they only spawned in swamps or something. Alright, whatever. So we're going to make a staircase somewhere. I guess we'll go this way. I'm also today, Diablo 4 Season 2 starts today. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm hopping over to Diablo. I've also been playing, I've been waiting, I like to play seasonal Battle Pass games, okay? They keep my brain happy, all right? Games like, I play Fortnite and Diablo, right? Speaking of Fortnite and Diablo, I finished Diablo like almost 2 months ago, finished the season. I've been waiting for the new season to start. And then Fortnite, I'm not a big fan of the current season pass. Okay, so I got a knock at my doors. My Halloween costume got delivered. I'm dressing up as Austin Powers this year, so I had to go get that from the front door. Lost my train of thought. I was talking about Diablo and Fortnite, so I'm just waiting for those seasons to restart. I've also been on this channel, been playing my One Piece Odyssey. I've been doing a let's play of that, and it's been taking me a while to get through it. I do not like how long it's taken me. It's going to be a while before I can get through it. But I'm certainly trying my best to make progress on that and finish it in a timely fashion. And I've just put myself in a hole. Hold on. And I've been playing Assassin's Creed 2 from the beginning, and I've nearly gotten all the achievements on that. And same thing with I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't know what came over me and controlled me and possessed me and made me want to play Assassin's Creed again. I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a very long time, but that's what I've been doing. Okay, until I can get the stairs for that, let's go down here. We are running short on time, I believe. I'm going to try and pick up the pace. With the movie, I just want to finish by saying, so Arthur, I do recommend it. I say go watch it. It's a good time. It's fun. I think it's definitely worth a watch. You'll have a good time. Just don't take it too seriously. It's not great. It wouldn't win any awards. But I certainly enjoyed it for a comfy movie. I'd say it's fun for the whole family. Yes, there's some sex jokes, things like that, but I certainly watched it at, I want to say, like a middle school age or around there, or, I don't know, like 10 or so. I'm sure kids could have fun with it, and that's what I'd recommend. Moving on with the movie, though, again, 7 out of 10, and then at the end of the show here, I'll select something. I'll look at my list and we'll select something for us to watch. But let's read this Am I the Asshole story, which actually, we may not even have time for it. Honestly, I don't know. I don't have a time. I should have really put a timer. This one's haphazard, guys. I'm sorry. Let me see how long this is. We'll give it a read, and I'll give it a quick once over. And then next time, I will give myself a timer, and again, we'll keep going with selecting. We'll have missions about like, oh, what are we going to get done today? And I might cut around as well. so you don't have to watch me do everything. And I know at some point there'll be stuff I'll do off camera, like maintenance things, or like, little things to keep this going well, but I'm not sure exactly yet what those things would be. But keep that in mind. All right, we found some coal. I need to get to the bottom of this. All right. Let's pause here and read this. I only read the first sentence before choosing this, so let's see what else happens. Am I the asshole for being the reason why my family vacation has to be canceled? Okay, to make it short, I'm married for money. My husband is with me for appearances, and we are happy with our arrangement. Okay, that's what I read at first, and I'm like, okay, this person's a psychopath. Let's read this. This is going to be fun. Okay. My husband and I married because I have all the qualifications, in parentheses, to please his family, and he takes financial care of me. We are very fond of each other and even love each other, but not in the classical marriage sense. We are like amazing roommates with some benefits. He and I are free to live our lives independently without stresses. He is not worried about being cut off from his family, and I'm finally financially stable, and I'm free to work my job that is simply not as economically beneficial. Now, right off the bat, these people, you can make this situation work. I think it's a crazy way to live your life. It can work. It's just that, it breeds contempt and issues. There's going to be problems at some point. Someone may want more than the other person. You're going to hurt each other. Perhaps it's a very selfish way to live your life. But at the same time, if it's what you both are signing up for and you're both cool with it, I think it's okay. It's just super messy. It has to be super open, and you have to expect at some well, if they're cool with, if they're basically open relationship, they don't care, I don't know, but it does seem quite messy. Now we need some cobblestone, just to get things rolling here, so I can build more stairs and stuff. I think at first, we'll put the signs of the movies in the house to start, and then I'll make a dedicated building. We'll make some kind of hall somewhere. Once I've built out a town and stuff, we'll have some kind of specific building for the signs that have the names of the movies and things like that. I'm also thinking about names of episodes. I may just name the episodes the title of the movies that we're reviewing, so that's easier that way as well, that if you didn't catch an episode beforehand, and you didn't watch the whole episode or hear what the next week's episode is going to be, and you want to watch the movie and watch along and be part of the discussion, you can look at the title of that episode and watch that movie before you watch the episode. I think that's a good idea. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Let's move on to the next paragraph here. To the problem. My sisters have never approved of my decision. They said I sold myself, which, fair, but we still used to be civil with each other. Last week we had a family barbecue. I went without my husband. Everything was going great until my oldest niece, 21, sat down next to me and we started talking. Then she asked me, be straight up, if I was with my husband for money. I explained to her how we met, our agreement, and so on, so then asked me if I think I would be okay for her to pretend to be her gay best friend's girlfriend. I told her it was up to her to decide, and if there was no negatives to it, like her having actual feelings for him, someone getting hurt like a romantic partner, etc., it was a lovely talk. Well, I've got to reread that because that made no sense. She asked me, the niece asked the girl, if I think it would be okay for her niece to pretend to be her gay best friend's girlfriend. Okay, now I'm understanding, a gay guy. I told her it was up to her to decide. There's no negatives. It was a lovely talk. Okay. Now, just off the jump, these are white folk, okay? I'm assuming. People who are, I say that just because I feel like that's some shit we would do. They are just straight up ignoring their feelings, who they are, to make other people happy, stuff like that. Well, with the main person more so, she's, obviously, she is doing it, she's getting some kind of benefit out of it, like financially or whatever, and I'm sure he gets whatever the benefit, like they're saying he wants an attractive wife and someone he can hump that's hot, and he doesn't actually care about being in love, but I bet he does. I bet he's actually in love with her, and she isn't in love with him, and she thinks it's all copacetic, That's usually what happens. Someone's lying about their feelings in situations. But now she's talking to her niece, telling the niece to lie, like pretend to be a gay guy's girlfriend stuff. It's like, how about the guy just, tells people he's gay, because right now that's the hot topic, okay? People are going to be very happy to know he's gay. They're going to be like, oh God, you're special, you're a chosen one, we can put you up on our shoulders. It's so much more, I understand how it can be difficult to tell your family stuff like that, but it's just so much more acceptable now. I think it's absolutely insane to still be doing the fake girlfriend thing. Like, what are we doing here, people? Moving on to the next paragraph. Strike two was apparently when my other nieces asked me where my husband was, and I told them that he was on vacation. They asked me why I didn't go with them. I said we only sometimes go together on vacations. We usually take little trips together, but go on longer vacations with friends or family. My niece 16, it says, asked me if it was true what her mom and aunt said about me being a gold digger, and I just said, I guess so. Like, that doesn't faze me. I know my sisters constantly talk about me behind my back, and I am not ashamed about my marriage at all, so I see no need to lie. So, no need to lie, whatever. Now, the reason why people would be upset with her is that, one thing, it's one thing if, their family and they don't want this to rub off on their children. Maybe they don't want their children to be raised that way and think that that's an okay way to act. That's an acceptable thing to have these sham of relationships and things like this. And I could see how that could certainly be a problem. If that's just not what you want that's what people don't like. You can have your own beliefs about everything, do your own thing, but you always have to remember that it really is a child, how they're raised is really up to the parents. Okay, you have to think about that. You have to think how a family wants to raise their children is how they want to raise them. Okay, and even if you think that it's objectively wrong or correct, depending on how serious the thing may be, you have to respect that, okay? I also think it's absolutely insane that she's just going around telling everyone her business, like on her side of the family. What if they reach out, what if someone's mad at you and decides to reach out to his family and blows up the spot, basically? What if word gets around? Or also think about how you make your husband look. What in that situation, even in this situation where it's like a loveless marriage and it's this kind of thing they're doing, what she's doing is really making him look bad to those people in her family, because if they all have traditional values, they're not going to respect him as a man at that point, because they think that he's just got, this piece of shit, basically. I can see how selfish people would say, like, oh, how can you even, worry about how he feels about the situation? She's a strong woman, whatever. Like, that's what adults do, okay? Adults take into consideration how their actions affect other people, and her actions are making her husband look like less of a man, okay? It's just a fact. It's just true. Now, or not even just that, just a person. Like, she doesn't respect him. Later that night, my sisters cornered me, and we had a fight about my words with my nieces. They said it was completely inappropriate what I told them, that I am free to live my fucked up life, but not to let my niece think that it is okay what I do. I called them small-minded, and I was only answering my niece's questions, and I was even honest. They are free to do their own decisions. My sisters kept cornering me, calling me all sorts of names and saying I was basically influencing their daughters negatively because I was miserable. I said some words back and left, not talking to them the whole week. Now, there's a huge fallout because I pulled out of the family vacation because of this fight. But the vacation would be at my husband's summer house, and as I'm not going, my husband doesn't feel comfortable lending my family the house. My family has been calling me a huge asshole, and my sister said that I was blowing things out of proportion. Am I the asshole? Should I still go? She is the asshole. She can be honest, to the nieces and stuff like that. But as long as she puts the caveat, I mean, of course, maybe she didn't put the entire conversation, things like that. But if she doesn't, basically, here's how this goes, okay? If you have family and friends with kids, because I have family and friends with kids, and I'm trying to be a father, and I'm very in tune with these. Not that I'm a father yet, but I'm in tune with these things. I've babysat. I understand children, okay? And also the right thing to do, the mature thing to do, okay? Here's where she's an asshole, okay? If you're looking at this kid here, and the kid's saying, should I pretend to be my gay friend's girlfriend and all this stuff, and are you a gold digger, do you do this, whatever, blah blah blah, and she's giving out this information. When it comes to specifically the situation with the gay best friend pretending to be his girlfriend, you immediately say, well, let's talk to your mother about that, and you bring that up to the mother, which is your sister, by the way. And you say, hey, you know, Sally came up to me and said this. I didn't want to speak without you present, or how you felt about this. I just want to let you know what she was thinking. And then, and then that way, if you guys have level heads and you're mature and you can just have a conversation, you may be able to give your opinion, but you have to let the parents' opinion trump yours. You have to let the parents' opinion, you know, before your own, as well as you can say your opinion to the child. Give your advice, but also tell them if you think, which you probably should know unless you're an idiot, if you don't think that's what their parents align with how you're saying, then you say, well, this is what I believe and feel, but how you and your family do things may be differently, or how your mother may feel. And I'm not saying what I'm doing is necessarily correct, but this is how I feel. Let's talk to your mom. Let's go discuss, you know, this in an open, you can have the open forum, freedom discussion, but you have to, you know, fucking have some tact, man. You know? I think this girl is wholly selfish. I think she's a real piece of shit. Specifically with two, I don't think she's being very respectful of. If she's got this man that pays for everything, you know, that even if she doesn't love him, like, you should be able to respect him enough to you know, make him look good. Make him look good. Don't. If he's your partner, that's the thing about marriage that is different. A long-time relationship is different from a boyfriend or girlfriend or dating. Is that it progresses into a partnership, and you should be, you know, thinking about your partner, about like, well, how would they feel if I did this? Would they be happy if I went and did that? Or I'd like to do this, so let me ask what they think. And they do vice versa for you. Okay, that's just the only way to be. Let's say you want to go to this party, but I don't know if my wife wants to go. You know, maybe don't bring your wife. Or if there's, you know, whatever the situation may be, you had to sacrifice some things, and maybe certainly don't, you know, tell your family how shitty they are, so that, you know, you don't want to breed contempt or make anything bad between you. You know, I think it's pretty cut and dry. But that's what I'm looking at, stuff like that. We'll find another fun advice column little thing to look at next time. So we'll, depending on how long it takes for me to talk and do things, looks like we're going to do one movie review and one advice thing every episode. Now I'm going to cut here so I can look at my list real quick and pick a movie for next week. So just quickly looking at my watch list, a movie I've been meaning to watch for a long time that I'm surprised I haven't watched yet. We're going to watch Babylon, will be our second episode, with Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt, Diego Calva. I heard very bad things about this. I believe this is the same director that did La La Land. We'll be checking that out next week. So if you want to watch that, make sure you watch that before you watch the next episode. And I will even name the episodes after, you know, whatever. There's our first episode banner for Arthur. Another thing I think I forgot to say, I want to say really quick about that movie, is Helen Mirren, who plays his nanny, his surrogate mother in the film. The best performance, outstanding performance. She really holds the film together. Without her, I think it wouldn't work as nearly as well, because Russell Brand kind of, you know, fucks it up a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But I would say go check out Arthur. 7 out of 10. Oh, I should put the numbers on them. That's what I'll do. I'll put the ranking on it. If you watch this first episode and you're going to come back for the second episode, hey, consider, you know, giving us suggestions on a movie you'd like. I'll watch anything, any movie you want. If you suggest in the comments, I'll watch it. If you have questions or advice or story you want to put and you want me to comment on it and you want me to read it on this, you can comment it. If it's not, you know, safe for YouTube comment sections, because I don't even know what you can put in the YouTube comment section, you can look at the description. The description will have all my social media, so you can DM me on Instagram, Twitter, anything, and we can talk, and I can put your story on here, and we'll talk about it, and I'll give you some advice, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week for the second episode of Minecraft Therapy. Bye-bye.